Hello everyone, welcome to Living Books Homeschooling. I'm Irene. Today I want to do a midterm recap for both my boys who are 9 and 12. The younger one is just starting year 4, AO year 4, term 1. The older one is finishing AO year 5. I'll talk about their scheduled books, free reads, writing, grammar, Shakespeare, Plutarch, math, etc. So let's start with the younger one. He just turned 9, so he's a young year 4. We are in the middle of term 1. With this country of ours, we have the Kindle book and audiobook. So he started by listening to audiobook and following along in Kindle. And then I try to have him read this for himself. I know without audiobook, he'll read slower. So with year 4, in year 3, he read a few short biographies and Landing of the Pilgrims by himself. He started reading at 5-6 years old. He reads well, like in the library, if it's comic book, he can read for an hour. But with AO books, since it's more difficult, he can read, but after a few paragraphs, he might feel tired because it's a lot to take in. He need to read and narrate. So we are building on his reading stamina, especially for these difficult books. For free reads, he's reading the Narnia series. He has finished these 3 books. He's almost finishing The Horse and the Boy and His Boy. So he has 3 more to go. So with free reads, he really likes this series. Both my boys, my older one loved it too. Maybe it's because it's fiction, a little easier. Maybe it's because he doesn't have to do narration for this, so he can read more at a sitting for free reads. But for scheduled books, we are still building his reading stamina. So this country of ours now, we are trying to have him read. This way, each chapter, he needs to do it on several times, several days. So each time he can read a few pages on Kindle. That's like, but he has progressed. At the beginning, he reads maybe 4 pages. Let me show you. So 1 page is this much. At the beginning, maybe 3-4 pages. Now he's reading 6-7 pages. So he is building up the ability to read this book. And his narration also has grown. He has been narrating okay since last year, but now that he reads and narrates, sometimes it's a little difficult. But the last chapter, it was okay. And Mean of the Mississippi, also I wanted him to try to read by himself because it's a fun book. He loves animals, nature, etc. And each chapter is consistently 3 pages. And at first, he read 1 page per day. So it takes him 3 days to do 1 chapter. That's per week. For example, chapter 1, week 1, it takes him 3 days. But now he's reading 1 chapter in 2 days. So 1.5 pages each time. He's in the middle of it, I think chapter 10, like half of the book. I don't know if at the end he'll be able to read the whole chapter per day, but we'll go at his speed. Poor Richard, he's reading this one by himself too. I'm just sitting there beside him and silently reading so I can see, like, I have read this with my older one, but I need a memory refresh to know whether his narrations are detailed or not. So for this book, this is a harder book. Even when my older one did it at 10 years old, it was a challenge at the beginning. So I was a little apprehending this book, but now that we are almost halfway in, he is some things, some backgrounds go over his head, but he is able to narrate like the main plot. And this book he's reading 2 pages a time. So 2 pages a time. Some chapters are shorter, like this one. It would take him about 2 times to do this chapter, but some chapters are longer. So we are slowly progressing through this book. And also for Answering the Cry for Freedom, that one is scheduled less. But each person, it says half of a chapter per week, but each person actually takes him longer. So we take more sessions. So like this one, he does 1, 2, 3 big sections each time. So next day he can do 1, 2, but this is long. He'll complain, he'll want to stop here. So about that much. Storybook of Science, we don't have that book, we listen to audiobook. Heroes of Asgard, we listen to audiobook too. And my older one didn't get to do this. That's a new book in AO year 4, so we listened all together for Norse Myth. Robinson Crusoe, he's listening. I try to have him follow along in the book, but he says he just wants to listen to this book. I think the language is difficult and sentences are long. So when he listens, it's easier to understand, and his narrations are okay. That is his copy work and dictation. Copy work and dictation are working well. His spelling is good for his age. We are working on longer, like building up written narrations. So that is September, for example, that's Ming. A guy found Ming and sent him to the Mississippi. And then that's October, you can see he wrote a paragraph, like a few sentences. There was a lot of random trash and stuff in the river. That's also Ming of the Mississippi. Ming found a place to keep water, and when she woke, she found out flood, including titles. Okay, and that one recently from Robinson Crusoe. We need to work on capitals, but Robinson Crusoe's ship hit a storm and got shipwrecked, and the escape boat got blown away. Robinson Crusoe ran to shore and got swept away 3 times. Then he finally made it to shore. So he can write longer. That's really encouraging. I see a steady progress. He can write longer, and this narration is accurate because I listened to the book with him. He gives more details, so I was very happy with this. That's This Country of Ours. So we are seeing steady progress. His spelling is good. We need to work on capitals, but mainly I want him to write more details in written narrations and read longer pages each time and write longer, but we'll build this up slowly. So now this is going well. Also, he has come a long way with Shakespeare and Plutarch. Now that they are both above year 4, we do Shakespeare actual plays together and Plutarch together. My older one, since he just turned 12, he loves Shakespeare and does Plutarch very well. My younger one, at the beginning, I think both went over his head. Like he couldn't say a thing for narration. But now we did A Tempest together. Now we are in the middle of Much Ado About Nothing. We didn't follow AO rotation. I wanted to ease him in with some shorter comedies. But now he's narrating much better. And for Plutarch, we just, I have it on Kindle. We just watched the free study guide on Ambleside Online website. Before we went through vocab, background, etc. And then we will listen to an audiobook and follow in the text. But the audiobook and the text don't really match up because it's 2 different translations. But neither of us was comfortable enough with reading Plutarch, so we did that for Publicola. Now we are doing the second life. We chose Philopomen. And a few lessons in, actually my younger one, suddenly he said, I want to read this. And he read like each, they break each lesson, like for today, maybe 2 paragraphs. And he read that day and the next time very well. Maybe we don't know a few names if we are not listening to an audiobook. So like King Cleomenes, we're not sure the pronunciation, but otherwise he read well, he has been able to narrate. So all of a sudden, it's been a few weeks, we are reading that ourselves. It helps because otherwise the audiobook didn't really match. So he's really growing into Plutarch too, so that was huge, a big encouragement for me. Both Shakespeare and Plutarch are going a lot better for that's a family subjects, and it's we come to enjoy them now. And in year 4, term 2, he'll add books like George Washington's World. So the Foster books, this one is in year 4, and year 5, my older one just finished Abraham Lincoln's World. In year 6, after modern history, they'll rotate back to ancient times. So the Augustus Caesar's World, they'll read 3 books by Foster. So that's my younger one's first. In term 2, he'll start this one. That's AO schedules like 4 to 5 sections per week. So each section, it depends. It could be about 2 to 3 pages per section. Some are shorter, some are longer. But with his current reading stamina, will definitely not read more than 1 section at the beginning. But even the longer ones, maybe he'll need to divide that. Like this one, I think he can finish in 1 sitting. But if it's several pages, maybe he'll need to divide that into several days. So this book will be an everyday read. And Abigail Adams, that's in term 2 also. When my older one read this, he said that was a harder book. So it's 1 chapter per week, but each chapter we'll see, just like Poor Richard for now. After Poor Richard, that's the biography. We'll see how long he can read each time and just go plot through the book. But like I said, he's building up his reading stamina. I do see progress in scheduled books, in free reads, in narrations. So we'll just keep going. And we are taking longer than 12 weeks to finish term 1. We might take longer for term 2 and 3, and just take longer than 1 year to finish year 4 for him. But it's a young year 4, and that's what I planned. And we'll just really go steadily moving forward. For his grammar, they are using fixed grammar. Younger one is doing level 1. It's going well too. And for his math, we are mainly using Beast Academy, but Beast Academy level 3 is kind of hard for him right now. So we are taking a break from that, and we are just doing some multiplication and division reinforcement practice. So that's for my younger one. For my older one, he's because he started year 4 when he was 10, so he just turned 12, and he's almost finishing year 5. And I think he's in 6th grade, but within this school year, since we school year round, he'll progress to year 6, so it's a good place to be too. So for year 5, term 3, he's almost finished This Country of Ours. That book is not new. He's been doing it for 2 years now. He can read 1 chapter each time. And his written narrations are, I said before, we want to build on written narration length for him too, and we are doing that little by little too. Sometimes he can write usually that long a paragraph, but you can see sometimes longer. End of October, that one, and that's November, that one is like 2 paragraphs long. So he does, and I ask him to just read it to me so he can notice any punctuation, and he would change things and add things while reading. So his written narration is quite detailed. And he finished, actually he finished a few books earlier, like Answering the Cry for Freedom, that spans throughout year 4 to 6, but he finished it last year. And another one he finished, this Story of Inventions, he already finished. And he finished year 5. There were several biographies. He finished those. And he's in the middle of Roosevelt, Carry a Big Stick. That's the revised version of that book. He's in the middle of it. But then, because it talks about government, politics, election, and he says, I have never learned about like how American government works, the election, etc. So there are things he can't understand in this book. And I'm not an expert in that area neither. So I actually bought Uncle Sam and You, that's on government and civics from Notgrass. I have both volumes. I got them when I saw them at a homeschool consignment one time. I thought that's a weak point for me, maybe we'll need it in the future. So I told him maybe we can just read this, like to get to know the government, American government, in a more structured way. So it's not a AO book, like it's a textbook, but I think that does us good to like to clearly know like how you can see how America works, government on 3 levels in 3 branches, and talks about political parties, voting, presidency. So he's reading a little each time and just narrating, like say if there's anything new he learned from this. That's a supplement, because he has finished a few books in year 5, and the other books are not really difficult for him, so we are able to work this into his schedule. So we are adding this to AO slowly, so we get some like clear, structured teaching on this topic. And it's in the middle of Kim. This book at the beginning was a little difficult, and with the Indian names and the background, but now it's getting better. And the geography, he finished the Occident. He's doing Orient. He loves this book, so that's his other year 5 books. Are in term 3, this is new, The Story of the World. They use this volume 4 for like modern history. So in year 5 term 3 and year 6 term 1, he'll do this book throughout 2 terms, and that's that will include World War I and II, and I want him to really take time, because that's the first time we focus on this period. So he'll read like free reads about these time periods, and that's his free reads. And we'll watch a few movies on world wars or civil war, US civil war in 1800s. So I want to go slow because when we started homeschooling, we started history rotation from ancient times. And when we started AO, it went on nicely, like smoothly. We started at year 2 and 3, that's Middle Ages, and then English, like Middle Ages, and then Reformation, and for English monarch, it was the Tudors, the Stuarts. So that's the first time he comes to modern history, and I really want to discuss that with him. Finally, for my older one's math, he's been doing Beast Academy. He did a few chapters of level 3 and the whole level 4. Now he's at level 5. He has 4 chapters to finish Beast Academy. He's not going really fast. I know some kids who like do progress really fast through this, but for him, he can. We do 20 minutes of math. For my younger one, more like 10 minutes. My older one does 20 minutes, 20 to 25 each day, and then his brain just can't think anymore. But I do see progress in his math abilities, especially in mental math. For example, he's working on ratios and rates, and some questions are kind of like logic. It's quite tricky, so you really have to concentrate. Like 5 mowers can mow 4 fields in 60 minutes. So 1 mower can mow 4 football fields in how many minutes? 3 mowers can mow 1 field in how many minutes? Like this. Like sometimes it's quicker, but sometimes it's slower, if you see what I mean. So it's his mental math and just the ability to think has progressed. He has always done well in basic calculations. He has the multiplication, long division, fractions, all those he does well. But for anything that I don't know what that falls into, but that he needs to think, sometimes we do it backwards, right? So for those kind of things, at first it was harder for him, and now that he has done Beast Academy for a while, I do see progress in this area. So hopefully that does help for algebra later. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day.